Alright, so let's start here at the very top. Worksheet review. What's the area for a rectangle? Good. So LW, that stands for length times width, and you can write out the long way as well. If we have two letters side by side, we don't need to write down that's multiplication, but you do need to know that's length times width. Or we can use base and height. Okay, I've seen that before as well. So if you see that in other math, don't be concerned. It's the same thing. So looking at the following shapes, we always want to answer these FSS. FSS. F stands for your formula. So you write your formula down, then you substitute in, and then you solve using BEDMAS. This is a great way for all math. It leads you into bigger and better things, into the harder math. So practice it with this easy stuff, and you'll be able to get the harder stuff. You won't even notice it's hard. Okay. So the formula for a rectangle is LW, which stands for length times width. It's that hidden multiplication. So then your length and width, it doesn't matter which is which. We'll go 24 times 11. Now how I'm going to show the multiplication is by using brackets. So if I have a number beside a bracket, that involves multiplication. I could also write it by using two sets of brackets. Okay, so all those indicate multiplication. You should be able to recognize that. Now you're not going to use your calculator right yet because you're going to break the 11 into two parts. So without a calculator, what should you break the 11 into? 10 and 1. Because you know that this is 240 and you know that this is 24, so then you can get your answer easier. Okay, so breaking things apart for multiplication is a very important skill. It helps you understand and do multiplication easier. Okay? We do a little bit in grade 10. What's the final answer?
264.
Good, 264. What about our units? Exactly, centimeters squared. Okay. Now a square is kind of special. For a square, it's side times side because the length and the width are the same. This can be broken down into side squared using brackets, and usually we just write s squared. Okay, and oftentimes that's how you'll start, s squared. But it looks like a 5, so I want you to write the word side. Substitute in. I got my formula. Substitute in. Area equals 8 squared, and you better not say 16. It is not 8 times 2. Yeah, it's 64. Okay, so knowing squares, really important. 64 centimeters squared. 8 squared is 8 times 8. Any questions? This shape here, we want to find the area of the shaded region. So typically in the past you've done this, area 1 plus area 2. We're not going to do that though. Okay? What you got to be careful when you have a compound shape is that you have to subtract to find measurements. What we're going to do is find the area total. So we're going to look at this and find this as if it's a big rectangle and nothing's been removed. Okay. And then we're going to take away the cutout. So I'm using a subscript letter to help explain what area I'm talking about. Okay, so area total minus the area of the cutout. So we just write the words down below as a subscript. So the area of the total would be 5 times 9. Minus the area of the cutout, that would be 2 times what? Well, I don't know. How'd you get this 4? How'd you get this measurement?
It was 5 at the top and 9 at the bottom.
That's right. 5 at the top, 9 at the bottom. So we have to take the 9, subtract the 5, and we have the leftover part right here. We have 4. Okay. So it's important to see where we got that measurement from. So then we get 45 minus 8. That one I can't do in my head, but I know I could go like 40 minus 8 is 32, and then add the 5 to give me 37. So 37 meters squared. Okay, so you can play around with your numbers a little bit. Now, once you've done this in your head, what could you also do? Double check on your calculator. Okay. We're going to get to calculator use in a little bit. Don't worry. We'll be there, but not yet. We just don't need it yet. Any questions so far? So this one's a little bit different way of doing it. Okay, I like this method. In grade 10, we try and force you this way. That's why I like to introduce it now. Area of a triangle. What's the formula? Good. Base times height divided by 2. Sometimes you might see this formula, 1/2 base times height. Exact same thing. Okay. What's important is that the base and the height join or touch at 90 degrees. So you're looking for this little tiny box. Okay, it's saying that they join at 90 degrees. That's the important part. Okay. Does it matter which one's the base, which one's the height? No. It's like 2 times 5 and 5 times 2. Same thing. You can also divide by 2 at the beginning and then multiply. Okay. So here, formula is base times height divided by 2. Substitute it in, 16 times 8.5 divided by 2. What's 16 divided by 2? So really what we have is 8 times 8.5. So we can go 8 times 8 and 8 times what? The rest, 0.5. So we can break that into 2 pieces again. Okay, so we can multiply, breaking the second number into 2 pieces. 8 times 8 is easy, but what's 8 times 0.5? Remember, this is indicating half, 4. Good. Add them up. 68 centimeters squared. Yep.
So you can divide after that too, right?
Totally can. Yep. But then I need my calculator probably, right? But yeah, you totally could. Alright. So you just simply go 16 times 8.5 divided by 2, 68. Same thing. Well done. Any questions? Okay, next one. So this one here, because we have all the measurements, we could do that complete area and do the cutout again, but it doesn't, you know what, this one's so nice and easy the other way. I'm just going to do it this way, okay? So the area total is area 1 plus area 2. So I'm using a little subscript to show you the different parts and pieces. So we're going to get length times width plus base times height divided by 2. A rectangle plus a triangle. So we're going to get 12 times 14 plus 7 times 12 divided by 2. How would you use your calculator? But I want you to find me the 2 numbers first, please. So find me what goes on the blue blanks. Remember BEDMAS? BEDMAS tells us we have to find those 2 answers first, and then the last step is adding it together. Don't trust your calculator, because sometimes your calculator's not doing proper BEDMAS because you're telling it not to do proper BEDMAS. This number's not right. That's a multiplication. $210. Hands up if you got 210 centimeters squared. No, you didn't? What'd you get? You didn't do it. Math's not a spectator sport. Don't watch me do math. You got to do the math. Okay, so when we're doing notes, don't just stare at the screen. Make sure you're following along and you're doing it as well. Any questions? I often get incorrect answers, so make sure that you're doing the work and trust your numbers. If you don't see your mistake, then maybe good chances are I made one. Okay? Alright, here we go. Area 1 plus area 2. Alright, go ahead, finish it off. How many people got 14 meters squared? Good, perfect. Okay, any questions at all?
Do you have to put the brackets?
Right here?
Yeah.
No, I do tend to avoid the multiplication sign because it mixes up with X. I mean, if you want to put a dot, a multiplication dot, I would. But if you're in your multiplication sign, I'd make sure it's smaller so you're not thinking it's 4X. Does that answer your question? Okay. Alright, next one. Parallelogram. Not too often you see these, but sometimes they do. This is basically a sideways rectangle. So the area is base times height, length times width. You just got to be careful using the proper base and the height. Okay, so the base and the height again will join at 90 degrees. So you're going to look for the little 90 degree symbol. Doesn't matter which is which. What number on our first diagram do we not need? Yep. Sorry? Correct, 8 centimeters. Okay. Do not need it. It's a useless number. You'd only use that for perimeter. Alright. So area formula is base times height. Tell me what's being multiplied. Tell me your answer. 3 steps of work. Go. Good. How many people got 60 centimeters squared? Oh, brilliant. Bunch of geniuses. Love it. Okay, Smarties, what's wrong with the second one? What's the first problem we got? So I won't give you two the same. What's up with it? What do you think? Come on, who's going to be brave? Yep. 0.5? Nothing wrong with 0.5. It's going to be harder math, and I'd probably use a calculator right away on it. Yep. Yeah, your units. Okay, so you got to have the same units when you're looking at area. So it's easiest, should we take this one here, centimeters, make it into meters, or meters into centimeters? Which one? Centimeters into meters? But then you're going to get a whole whack of decimals. Yeah, if you could go this direction, you're not going to get any decimals. So usually it's easier to make your larger measurement into the smaller units. How many centimeters will you have? 450. Good. Okay, go ahead. Show your work, please. 3 steps. Formula, substitute, solve. Formula, substitute, solve. So 2,925 centimeters squared. Hands up if you got that. Good. Now typically for this, since we have larger numbers and decimals, I don't mind you going straight to your calculator. I don't mind you trying to estimate, right? But calculator is probably what I would go to anyway. Okay. Any questions? Circle. Look at your formula sheet. What's the area of a circle? Pi r squared. What does pi r squared mean though? Is that pi plus r squared? Times. Good, okay. So, let's go back here. Oops. Here. Area equals pi times r squared. Remember, r squared equals r times r. Okay, multiply it by itself. Do not use 3.14. Use your pi button. It will make every question wrong if you do not. Now we're not even going to go to our decimals. We're going to use the exact answer. So, first of all, what's wrong with this circle? Not what's wrong with it. This diameter. Bingo. So the radius equals? Good. Diameter divided by 2, or half the diameter. So 12 divided by 2, which is 6 meters. So the area equals pi r squared. That's our formula. Substitute in. Notice how your 2's on the outside of the brackets. I like to put it there. You better not say 12. 36. So it's pi times 36. We usually write the number in front now. 36 times pi. And we usually don't write the multiplication sign. We just write it as a number in front of a letter. So this is like 36x. This indicates 36 times x. So this indicates 36 times pi. This is a multiplication. Done. No need for a calculator. This will be your answer. 36 pi meters squared.
So you don't have to multiply the pi, right?
Nope. Okay. Unless you have something like the next shape. The next shape is not just a circle. So now you'll probably go to a decimal.
Yeah, so you have to add them, right?
Correct. Okay. So what two shapes do we have over here? Good. Rectangle plus half a circle. So a circle divided by 2. So the rectangle will be length times width. Circle will be pi r squared divided by 2. Okay, what should we multiply together for the length and the width? Yep.
One question was,
80, not meters, centimeters. Why are you kind of quiet about the units? Yeah, they're not the same, right? So what do we have to do with them?
times 100.
Yeah, times them by the sum. We gotta make them the same. Okay? So the easiest way is times this by 100. 120 centimeters. So 120 times 80. What goes in the brackets? What's R? Radius, yeah, but what's the number for this one? 40? Why 40? Good. Diameter is 80, so the radius will be 40. We're always going to do that to you. We're just going to see if you're sleeping or not. So now I want you to find the two numbers. Okay. 120 times 80. Which is 960. Sorry, 600. Here we have 800 times pi. Did you write that correctly? 800 times pi. Yep.
Why is it 800?
Because we got 40 times 40. What does that equal? 1600. Then we divide that by 2. It gives us 800. Okay. So now we got to go and we're going to round to the nearest hundredths. Ooh, let's write this down. I love this part. Back to grade 6, kids. What's hundredths? 2 decimals? 1, 3, 2. Are you sure? I hope so. What's the first one? Good. Hundredths. Thousands. Way better than the other class. I like you guys so much more. It's only the first day. Okay. So tens, hundreds, thousands. Maybe we want to jot that down, refresh your memory. Then we have the ones, and then the tens. Okay. Any questions about that? Alright, try this on your calculator. You can put it in exactly as you see it, and your calculator will do the multiplication first, then add. Okay, calculators are good at following BEDMAS if you tell it to do BEDMAS properly. Make sure it's 800 times pi. Here's my answer. Is it the same as yours? Kind of. What should I write down? 12113.27. Okay, so 2 decimal places, the nearest hundredths. All right. Any questions? So you guys got a little bit of shorter class than the other one. Yep.
Where's the pi sign in the calculator?
Okay, you're gonna have to find that. This one is over here on the left.
Not here.
Let me just show you on this one here. On the graphing calculators, where is it? Sometimes it's a yellow writing up top where you have to press second function first. Sometimes it's on your equal sign. On that one, it is right here.
Oh,
You got it? Okay, anyone else need help finding pi in the calculators? Come on up then, we'll help you with that. This worksheet, you have 2 pages. This is the back side. Okay, so 2 pages. Worksheet area review, 2 pages. Okay, 2 pages. Yep. All right, show your work, formula substitute solve, formula substitute solve. You had 15 minutes, you should get the front side done here in class, okay? Work quick at it.